and welcome to the Pedaling Prince's Podium. I'm your host, John Nardelli, and today I'm with my best friend, Rob Martell, who just celebrated his 40th birthday this past October 15th. Happy birthday, Rob. And my lovely lady, Marie. We're on our way out to the Cabot Trail. If you are in Cape Breton, or you are a Cape Bretoner, the Cabot Trail is just one of those things you have to do. Because, quite frankly, it is probably the most beautiful scenery that Nova Scotia has to offer. So why don't you come join us while we travel the Cabot Trail?
Morning.
Morning.
What's up?
Mostly blue sky, which is good because it's supposed to be a nice day.
That's what I was counting on.
Yes, exactly. Because I checked the weather report before it's supposed to go up to 17 degrees.
I can handle that.
Yeah, me too. Rob was right. It was an absolutely gorgeous day, warm and sunny. Conditions were perfect for shooting video. Recording sound, however, was not so easy. It was extraordinarily windy. Still, that certainly made our ride on the English Town ferry interesting. When I first saw it being tossed about on the swells, I had to wonder how they were going to hold still long enough to get us aboard. As soon as our wheels hit the ramp, you could feel the sway. I wasn't really worried at the time, but it must have scared me at some level because I had a nightmare that night that the ferry had flipped over.
Arr.
Mind you, the chance to shoot this awesome footage of the waves up close and personal made the trip well worth it. Once we finally got back to stable ground, we really started to get excited when we saw the trees. It seemed the further we went, the richer the fall colors got. We couldn't wait until we actually hit the Highlands themselves.
Like I said, it looks like Lord of the Rings here. Hills and valleys and obstructions.
Rob has been my best friend for 24 years. In all that time, it never occurred to me to ask him if he'd ever been around the Cabot Trail, because I assumed that he had. I thought every adult Cape Bretoner had been around it at least once. Apparently not. You'd never been around the Cabot Trail?
Never.
Not once?
Nope. In all my years living here, and now that I'm back, I've never been around here. I've been up as far as Ingonish here, and I've been up the other side as far as Inverness, but that's it. I'm about to go around the top for the first time ever.
But you're a Cape Bretoner and you've just turned 40. I don't understand.
Well, better late than never.
What made you decide to do it today?
Well, it's my birthday. Nice day. Got some good friends along. Why not?
This actually is one of the things, but it's always been a point of frustration with Marie and I, because I don't have a motor vehicle or driver's license by choice. So, it's always good it's good of Rob to do this. Plus, that's one of the many things that I looked forward to when I knew Rob was moving back, because I knew somehow I had the feeling that he and I and me and Marie and his wife were all going to be spending a lot of time together. So I figured I might as well ask him something else I'd always wondered. How did his parents choose his name?
My middle name is Earl, so I'm named after my father. And my first name, Robert, comes from my great, give or take a great grandmother, Elizabeth Furby Roberts. That was her last name. So I'm named for her.
That's interesting. That's the first time there that I found out where Robert actually got his name. And it's rather interesting that his given name was essentially a variation on a surname, because my middle name, Archibald, is also my family's surname, specifically my grandfather, John Allison Archibald.
I had no idea.
After stopping for a quick bite, we finally moved on to the Highlands themselves. I've been around the Cabot Trail a few times, but I've never been up in the fall. We picked the perfect time when the colors were at their richest. It was absolutely gorgeous. It almost looked like a multicolored quilt covering the mountains, as if Mother Nature was tucking herself in for a long winter's sleep. Before we left, Rob's mother had told him to find a place on the trail that had meant a lot to her in her youth. The Lone Shieling. Flora, this one's for you.
Welcome to the Grand Anse Valley and the largest old hardwood forest in the Maritimes. One of the most protected areas in the park, access is restricted to this 15 to 20 minute walking trail. The Lone Shieling is a stone shepherd's hut commemorating the Scottish heritage of nearby Pleasant Bay. From the lone shieling of the misty island, mountains divide us and the waste of seas, yet still the blood is strong, the heart is Highland, and we in dreams behold the Hebrides. During summer, on the western Highlands of Scotland, crofters, tenant farmers, grazed their livestock on the hill pastures of clan chieftains. A shieling sheltered the crofter and often some of his livestock. This open end, which provided light, would be closed in with peat sods during storms. On the well-swept earthen floor, a blazing peat fire provided heat, light, and smoke. Fragrant pellets of heather or bracken covered the stone bunks.
We were about to head home when we were introduced to a delightful dog, a White Siberian Husky named Luna.
This dog was found out after Hurricane Katrina. She had been wandering around and no tags, made her way somewhere to, I think, Memphis, to a vet clinic. They determined she was deaf and they were going to put her down because they said she was unadoptable. And the vet actually had relatives in Nova Scotia, contacted relatives, and they basically, I think, volunteered and they drove her up the eastern seaboard, and she made her way up to East Chesapeake or somewhere up there. We found her at petfinder.ca, adopted her, and we've had her ever since.
Hey, what's this up here? Come here. Come say hi. What's this? Oh, hello.
Well, thank you for watching the Peddling Princess Podium and joining us on our trip around the Cabot Trail. I'm your host, John Ardelli, and I hope to see you all again here next week. Bye for now.